Hi, you're watching this video because you are interested in the Japan short-term mission trip 2020 that we are hosting, sponsoring as a church. Whether you are from BBC or from another church, I'd like you to watch this video, and in this video I'm going to explain kind of an overview of what this trip is about, and give you some details about costs and expenses and maybe schedules, just for you to understand a little bit more about the trip, so you can intelligently pray and consider joining us. So let me start off by explaining the essence of what we feel short-term mission trips are all about. First of all, we go with three reasons or purposes in mind. Number one, and first and foremost, and our top priority, is to serve the local church. So whatever it is that we are to do, we're to do it with a servant's heart, and we are going there to serve. It's not a vacation. It's not even just an intercultural experience trip. We are going there specifically to meet the needs of the local church, to be of service in any way that we can, shape, or form. And most of all, as we coordinate with the local church, to find ways that we can support them in the ministries that are currently running, or in the ministries that they want to kickstart through the team. So number one, we are there to serve. And number two, which is kind of a byproduct of number one, is we are also there to grow. Any intercultural or cross-cultural experience will help you grow as an individual, mentally, socially, emotionally, and obviously spiritually. We are strategic in kind of pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zones to see growth and development, and see people stretched, their faith kind of deepened through this experience. And then finally, for us to come back and cast vision. So whether you're coming back to BBC or going back to your church, we want you to come back with a new burden and a new understanding, and just excitement of sharing and casting the vision of the need for mission in Japan. Japan is a very needy country, and we hope, and part of, again, the third purpose of our trip going is for you to experience firsthand what those needs are, and bring that back home to BBC or to your home church, and cast that vision that yes, Japan needs mission, whether that be short-term, mid-term, or long-term. So those are basically the three purposes of why we go. And this particular year, we are taking three teams. So I'm going to break it down. In the past 4 years, we've been able to send three teams so far. So the first team that we sent out was in 2016. We sent one team out. And then 2018, 2 years later, we sent two teams out. And then this year, we are planning on sending three teams out that will be working with 7 different churches. So one team will be working with 2 churches, another team with another 2 churches, and the third team, the last team, will be working with 3 smaller churches. We're going within the time frame of 2 weeks. So basically, each team will cover one church for a week, and then another church for the second week. With exception of the third team, which we will try to break down the 2-week period into 3, so that we bless and connect with 3 different churches. All these churches are part of a network of church planting churches, which is called the KSEN Network. In English, it's translated as Grace Spring Network, which is a very rare occurrence in Japan. If you know anything about the spiritual climate in Japan, it is a very dry and very difficult spiritual soil that you deal with there. And so to find churches that are actually planting other churches is a rarity, and which is why we as a church, as BBC, have decided to partner with this network, because we long to see disciple making movements and church planting movements go forward in our strategic focus areas of mission. And so we're partnering with the KSEN network. They are a network of 12 different churches. And this time, for this year, we're going to be networking, we're going to be serving, we're going to be blessing and be blessed by 7 of those 12 churches. I won't go into details about the different churches. You'll find out more about that during the training. You will also be receiving a video to watch, or a link to a video to watch as you receive this video, and also some handouts of important dates and other details about the trip. So, applicant qualifications. And the way we work our short-term trips is, our mission trips, is that we coordinate with the local church. We find out what their needs are, very specific and very detailed about what kind of ministries they want to kick off or start or help boost. We find out what kind of skill sets or profiles they need from particular members. And then we go and recruit people, which is why you're watching this video. So, but aside from the specific kind of tailor-made qualifications or needs based on the local church, we have some general qualifications that we want all of our applicants or all of our members to attain to. So, number one, we are looking for individuals 15 years and older. Also, you have to be a committed follower of Jesus, practicing your faith daily. You must understand and fully agree with the purpose of this trip, that this trip is a mission trip, that we are going for a specific purpose. And then you also must be physically, emotionally, and mentally healthy. None of us are perfect, but at least you should be able to say, yes, I'm good. I should be able to handle 2 weeks without any major problems. And you must be able to work well in a team environment. So this year we're going in 3 different teams of 6 people at the most. We have 3 leaders for those 3 teams, plus 5 members each. So you should be able to work in a team environment. And obviously you have to be friendly and willing to interact with people of all ages, even with the language barriers. So you'll be surprised how much you can connect with other people, even if you don't have their language. There's so much out on the internet now. You can share with pictures, you can use Google Translate, but all those tools are good only if the individual is willing and keen on interacting with others. So you have to be someone who's willing to interact, willing to to introduce yourself and to make friends with other people. Next, you also have to be willing to submit to leadership. We have trained leaders who will be leading this trip, very well equipped and amazing leaders. But we need members who are willing to submit to that leadership. Also, you should be presently involved in ministry, whether it be here in BBC or in your church, or if you're not yet involved in ministry or some kind of outreach ministry, you should be willing to do so upon your return. And the reason why we have this qualification is we do not want this to be a one-time event of your life. So this should be flowing out of something that's already currently happening in your life, but also that our desires for this to maybe be a turning point in your life where you do start to get involved in ministry. So you have to be presently involved or be willing to get involved upon your return. Also, very important, you have to be able to accept and learn from different cultural experiences. So we're going to Japan. It's a very, very different culture. And we need people who are open to the differences, who are not just open, but also willing to learn and appreciate those differences, whether it be the food, whether it be customs, whether it be different traditions. We need people who are open and say, yeah, you know what, I want to learn as much as I can. I want to try as much as I can and learn from this culture. And then finally, we also need you to be willing to provide for your own funds and, of course, raise more if necessary. So the minimum funds that we are requiring each applicant to provide for is $1,000. So that will take us to the next topic, which is cost. The cost is $3,500 Canadian for each applicant, and that will include your airfare, your food, accommodations, ministry expenses, everything that is involved in the whole trip will be included in the $3,500, except for pocket money, shopping, sightseeing, etc. That be your own expense. Now, out of the 3,500, we ask that each individual provide $1,000 as a token of their commitment. When you pay into something, you're more committed towards it. This can be your own personal money, or maybe someone in your family, with your own personal fundraising. As long as you provide for that, and then we will also be providing opportunities. We'll also be sponsoring different church-wide fundraisers to help the team as a whole. And then we may also be able to help as a church, as Bramley Baptist, to help the individuals or the team in terms of covering those expenses. I am going to be sending you, or you're going to be receiving a PDF of the important dates that you need to remember. And I could go through that now, but it's just going to be a blurb of just all different kinds of dates. But the most important one that you need to know is when we are leaving and when we are planning on returning. So the trip is scheduled for August 14th. That's a Friday. We leave August 14th. We arrive in Japan on the 15th on the Saturday. And we return to Canada on August 29th. So we leave Japan August 29th. We gain a day. So you actually arrive in Toronto on the 29th as well. Now, there are a ton of other dates from now until then that you need to mark on your calendars, that if you are going, if you intend to be a member of this trip, you have to be at. For example, we have application submission deadlines, we have applicant interviews, we have fundraisers, we have training sessions, and team commissioning. So these dates I'm going to be sending you. You're going to be receiving that either via email, or you can go to the website and get that down for yourself as well. So I hope that this video has kind of given you an overview of what the team is about, what the trip is about. And I really challenge you, encourage you to pray about this to see if God might be leading you to join the trip. The application submission deadline is February 23rd. You can go to our website, www.bramley.org, go to our ministries tab, go to global outreach, and in there you'll find a Japan STM 2020. If you go in there, all of these documents that I've just mentioned will be there for you to download, and also the actual application form link will be there. You can click on it, fill it out online, and just hit submit, and we'll get it, and we will be informing you of or contacting you about a time where you can come in for the interviews. So right now we're waiting for applicants, and as they come in, we're going to have interviews, going to vet, and going to see what or who fits what the local church needs the most. So I hope you apply, and I hope to see you soon. God bless you.